Nation.
SMD Law is the official law firm of the Spartan Nation. Check them out on the interwebs at smdalaw.com or at 866-529-3537. No matter where you are in the state of Michigan, Upper Peninsula, Lower Peninsula, it doesn't matter. They have an office near you. So whether you need to send a letter to an annoying neighbor, or you're a criminal and you need defense, maybe you just have problems with elder law, check them out, smdalaw.com today. The official law firm of the Spartan Nation. Call them first. Then you act.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Spartan Nation. We now bring in the legendary State of Michigan high school basketball and football coach. Coach Grenier is an icon in the state of Michigan in prep sports, and he's been a long-time contributor. I want you guys to think about this one. Coach, you started with us in the fall of 2006.
Wow.
I know.
More than a 10-year anniversary.
What'd you say?
I thought we talked about that being 10 years, but that's longer than 10.
Wait. Yes, my producer just corrected me. It's the fall of 2008. So, yes, it's been 10 years, over 10 years. You started in the fall of 2008 on this show. Is it not? It's so hard for me to believe that. I mean, I believe it. It's just hard for me. It's been that long because I'm getting old and you're getting young.
I wish that were true.
All right, Coach. Let's dig in the good, the bad, and the ugly with MSU Sports. We do it with you every week. We're going to do the good because I don't think there's any bad or ugly. Let's start right at the top. Tom Izzo, you are down 2 pro players who are starters, 2 other starters that suffer major times lost in injuries in Matt McQuaid and Kyle Arns. Somehow, like duct tape, you hold this thing all together. This is, without a doubt, if they lose every game the rest of this year, it does not matter, to somehow win a Big Ten title. Tom Izzo's best coaching job of his career. Is June Neitzel's junior year now takes second place? Your thoughts?
No, I believe it. You just can't lose. No, you have to compound this also. Like when you're down 2 players, 2 starters, like he was, now your bench is 2 players shorter. So your rest time and all those other factors are going to be involved in that. Coming off the bench and your depth, and it's all going to be compounded against you because you've lost those 2 players. Then you've got Kyle Arns, who is a warrior, in my opinion, just a flat-out warrior to play. I've had back issues in the past. I know you can't hardly move with a back issue, and he's out slapping support and falling on his layups. And I know I could see the pain in his face when that happened, but when you have all those factors to the kids that you're leading at that point, and you still hold them together with spit and tape and whatever else you got going out there, he just did a terrific job. I know that the talk in the Big Ten right now is Matt Painter coming back and after a 6-5 start and probably being the lead right now for Big Ten Coach of the Year. But geez, think of Matt Painter's team if 2 of his players have went down on all those injuries, and I think Izzo's just did a superior job this year.
And add to it, he lost 2 NBA lottery picks from last year's team, and oh, by the way, he brought in 5 freshmen that are going to all have good careers, but none of them were major contributors to this team.
Just the one, Aaron Henry.
Okay, but see, listen, I love Aaron. But I don't even consider Aaron, when you look at his numbers, as having been a major contributor. I think he grew a lot, but he wasn't a major. Aaron Henry did not win them any games.
No. He played solid defense. He was involved in the offense as far as knowing where to be, what to do, and to rebound. But as far as an offensive threat scoring, no, not really. He could contribute a few points here and there. And, so, and that also speaks to the fact of what a job he's done, as far as I'm talking about Izzo again, having lost 2 players, and then also you could actually say 3, because 2, half a player at Aarons and a half a player in McQuaid being gone sometimes too. And to hold that all together and have the record and win the Big Ten, fantastic job.
Okay, continuing to talk about the good, I don't know how you talk about the good without talking about Tom Izzo's staff. From the graduate assistants through the 3 on-floor assistants, an amazing job by these group of people. You look at what DJ Stavins did with Kithier, who, again, not a major contributor, but the kid didn't even play a senior year of high school. Ended up being, relatively solid for a freshman. Then you look at Kenny Goins, and you look at Xavier Tillman. Then you turn around and you look at all the people that Dane Fife and Mike Garland impacted and the graduate assistants. I mean, another phenomenal job.
Well, Izzo did a great job. He's not going to do it all by himself. The program's too big. There's too many players, and all that. And those guys that are helping him out as assistant coaches and the knowledge, you see them huddled up. They talk on the sideline. They encourage the players. Great job all the way around. I'm really impressed. I think this is probably, like you were saying, maybe his best job ever. And I think as a crew, as a team, the coaches, putting everybody on the same page, keeping them together mentally, just a solid coaching job up and down the line.
Totally agree. We're talking to the one, the only, the great coach Chuck Grenier, the legend, the icon. This is how big of an icon Coach Grenier is. When he was in Lansing the other day, his car broke down and he called a taxi. And the taxi pulls over to the side and its passenger gets out, and it was Earvin Magic Johnson. And he says, "Coach, I'm not where I need to go, but there's no way I could take a cab in front of you." Earvin walked to let Coach Grenier take his cab.
And as the boots are put on and the legs come up.
Let me tell you how important he is. Tom Izzo calls him at halftime for advice.
Yeah, he doesn't need me. He was doing a great job all by himself. That was a terrific game on Saturday. That was something to watch.
Coach, let's talk about Kenny Goins and Xavier Tillman. These guys have been amazing this year. Their growth, all of it. Those two, talk about them, please.
Well, I think the Big Ten channel and all the experts that are out there talked about Kenny Goins being a walk-on and how he's progressed year after year, that he's been there and just become a player that every coach in the Big Ten wishes they had somebody like that. He has made himself a shooter. He's a terrific rebounder, a team player, great in defense, and just does a superior job. Xavier Tillman, with the loss of Nick Ward, has come forward and just elevated his game. And talking about the game on Saturday, I think there were two major pivotal points in that game. And the first one I thought was the bank three that Winston hit, and I thought that was a juice transfer on the floor. I thought Michigan State got a lot of juice from that, and I think Michigan lost a lot of juice during that game. But I think the second most pivotal point in that game is Michigan State, I believe, had a 13-point lead or 12-point lead. There was a timeout. This is about the 5-minute mark, and they came back and. Ignatius or whatever his last, he was out of the game at that time. He had fouled out. And I thought, well, they're going to go to Poole at this time. And then Poole comes back in and he hits that three. And I thought, this could be a changing point. Michigan State came back and missed the shot. Michigan rebounded. And then as they were retreating back to defend, they made a pass, and Tillman intercepted that pass. And I thought at that point, that 5-minute mark, I thought that was one of the pivotal marks. They turn around, bring the ball back, use up another minute, 30 seconds on the clock, and they get a floater by Winston. And I thought that was the ball game at that point. So, yeah, Xavier Tillman, keeping his head up, moving around, intercepting that pass, just something that he does on a regular basis. Just an outstanding player, and he's going to be great the next 2 years.
Yeah, what did you think of the play of Cassius Winston? I mean, the kid is just a star.
Well, I was confused at first, and I thought, like Izzo was saying, and when I'm reading on that one, is they were kind of going around in a fog at the moment, that sort of thing. I think Michigan was confusing him, but when he gained his confidence up, you could see it on the floor, and he just pulled everybody together. I mean, that's what those kind of things do. When he gets his confidence there and he puts himself together and he starts making these plays, everybody becomes involved, and just the intensity ratchets up. And he's just an outstanding player in respects to leading a team. He can shoot the ball, he can dribble, he can do all those things, but he is a leader on the floor, a coach on the floor, and does an amazing job of getting everybody involved in the game.
Coach, last question. We got 30 seconds, but I have to ask. Nick Ward could have played the other day. Izzo even said at halftime they considered it. My question to you is, when Nick Ward comes back, does he need to come off the bench because Xavier's playing so well?
If I was coaching,
yes.
If Izzo's coaching, I don't believe it. I think Izzo, again, we've talked about coaches in his position being a 50% basketball coach and a 50% psychologist. And I think the egos are important, and I think he's going to start Nick ahead of him just to keep Nick happy. I guess you could say that. If it was me, I would talk to Nick about Mo Pete, and how Mo Pete was so valuable as a sixth man coming off the bench. And that's the way that I'd approach that game. But I don't know with Nick. There's that whole thing in football. If you get injured and you're healthy, you come back, you don't lose your spot because you become injured. So there's a lot of those factors to be involved there.
I agree. He's the legendary Coach Chuck Grenier, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Spartan Basketball. We'll be back. Spartan Basketball. We'll be back.